Hello everyone, we are Group 8, and for our project, we dive into the world of event management. We're excited to introduce you to Jeffrey Manuel, a seasoned pro who knows how to turn ideas into unforgettable events. Not only is he an expert in planning and organizing, but he's also a talented MC who can rock any crowd. Let's find out what it takes to pull off a successful event.
Hi, so my name is Jeffrey. I'm the co-partner for, more than events, we do a lot of media, right? So my business has been in existence since 2009, and of course I branched out from 2016 to do more radio. My background is I was the founding station head for Radio Indigo 91.9. So ever since I quit, I started my own events/marketing company. And while we do events, I'm a professional MC, so that's it.
And I'm going to start off with the first question. Could you briefly describe your background as an event manager and an MC?
So as an event manager, I think it just happened by default. So when I quit Radio Indigo, we were wondering what we should be doing. So we found that there was a big area where events, Goa being a tourist hub, plenty got to do with weddings and corporate stuff. So my foray into events started from then on. Of course, now I would spend my time emceeing stuff because that's a big market, and it just takes away the stress from doing events as a whole. So yeah, while we started off doing big events, so what would you call an event? Which takes off everything. It's more looking at something from a macro level, while emceeing is a micro bit, which is a small portion of the bigger event. I just thought events would take too much of its toll on me. I could earn more just doing my own stuff as an MC. So that's how events and MCing has branched out.
Nice. So you take on the role of both?
I used to take on the load and the role of both, but now I just take it easy where I only take the MCing and leave the events part for somebody else.
Does it? Now the second question. What types of events do you specialize in? And what is your favorite type of event about?
So again, it's all ROI, return on investment. So I think corporate gives you the biggest bet. Of course, things are changing now post-COVID, where lots of companies are not bringing in a lot of people here. They find Goa a little too expensive to do their events, especially hotel rates and transportation and stuff. So they're moving a lot of stuff to outside Goa within India or Vietnam and Bali. So coming to my case, sorry, what was the question about events?
Yeah, what type of events?
So the type of events I would have liked to do corporate, but now what pays the bills is wedding related events. Yeah.
Is it the season now?
It's off season now, but here's the time where I used to make a lot of money doing corporate stuff, which used to be 5 to 10, and I'm talking about team building. So my office is not a people's office. It's a more for stores for my team building and stuff that way. So that is another offshoot of my emceeing where I do a lot of team building activity. So while events used to be corporate, it's a move towards wedding, but again Goa is seasonal. So this time of the year I'm doing team building post October till March. It's April, May, it's weddings.
Yeah. Now for the next question. Can you share a particularly challenging event you managed and how did you overcome it?
So it was a time in 2012 when I just got off Radio Indigo, and it was one of my big events. It was a US-based company that came here. And again, through the grapevine, they asked Jeffrey, would you take up the whole challenge? And this was everything related to their stay over here in Goa. So I would consider that my biggest challenge. It was a big billing that time in 2010. It was around 20 lakhs. You see, so I consider that big. So it involved everything from hotel stays to...
And especially at that time.
Yeah, audio visual. You needed everything from AVs, then their transportation, their pickup to and fro. Of course, I couldn't do it alone. Like everybody else, I had to take help from another event company as well. So two of us did it together, but I was leading that one.
Yeah. How do you balance the expectation of the clients with the practicalities of the event planning?
So it all comes down to the brief, Vani. When you meet the client, you actually have to be very clear in your questions as to what they want and what you can offer. So I would always say for an event manager, getting the brief right, and I would say right from the start, getting the brief in writing, because it's always, they take advantage of the customer's king. Oh, we never said that. Oh, we never asked you to do that. So it's best to get it in writing, and nowadays they even record the first briefing interview, so that what you deliver is what they want. Yeah. And there is a standard line I have learned since 2009, or rather even since my Radio Indigo days, is always under-commit and over-deliver.
What do you believe are the essential qualities of successful MC?
I think you need to be a people's person. So you can't be fake, you can't be somebody else when you're behind the mic. So I think one thing that has led to what they call Jeffrey's success is what you see me now is what you'll see me behind a mic. I don't try and be somebody else. So the accent or the style. Yes, I'm a very introverted person when I'm not with a lot of people. But you give me a mic, Jeffrey just turns Jekyll and Hyde. I become somebody else behind the mic. But that's possibly the job demands that you have to be. So I do everything. I MC for events that range from the womb to the tomb. So I do christening parties, I do commemoration parties where people pass away and they celebrate 1 year. So each thing, like I can't in a corporate be as engaging as I am when I'm doing a children's party. So you have to be versatile if you want to be a good MC.
Can you share a memorable moment as an MC, either a positive or a challenging one?
Yeah, so let me take to you a situation so I do a lot of Goan weddings, right? So in a Goan wedding, Goan Christian wedding, there's a particular format of how you do things. And the awkward situation, I would say, so let me explain to you how a Goan wedding usually takes place. People come in, a couple comes in, they take a little march, they go behind the cake. So there was this one incident where it was not that I was new then, but I had so many things on my head where I started off the event and everybody's around, the couple is there, and they go behind the table. There's no cake. Because why? As an MC, it's your job to see that the cake is ready, glass is ready, this, that, and the other. So the cake was ready. So that was a little bit of an awkward moment where couple is there, and I say, okay, let's cut cake. But I've not even seen that there is a cake on the table. So, of course, it turned out to be humorous, and we had to then, up in that moment, change things. So like these, there are plenty of incidences that have happened. You can't, like say, for example, we were doing a corporate event, and everything AV is, in fact, it's that same high, very expensive event that I mentioned about, the 20 lakh, where everything was working well, the audio, the visual, everything. But suddenly there was a Bollywood song running through the airwaves, like ambient sound. And every wire was pulled and pushed, and everywhere. Only thing we got to know was there was a leak coming from the adjacent room. So what you leak is a frequency. Sometimes all these microphones work on a frequency. So that was another awkward moment where some Bollywood song was playing during a very high intense corporate event. So yeah, then finally luckily somebody just had to pull a plug of a particular mic and it was resolved. So yeah, these are several incidences that keep coming up.
My name is Swachi. How do you stay updated on industry trend and best practices?
So, as a team builder, which is a bigger chunk of my corporate events, which I'm doing as an MC, I'm constantly, thanks to the net, we constantly have to update. Gone are the days when corporates also want the same thing. So, while we had a standard way of doing things corporate, I think the internet is the biggest boon. So, constantly we are looking at that. And there are quite a few items that I have done which are Jeffrey originals. So, even if you go on the internet, you won't find them. So yes, so constantly innovating, constantly by after doing so many events, you know what the corporate community likes. So we are constantly updating ourselves to the internet. And yes, investment. Now certain things require you to invest in props and stuff that way. So yeah, my role is, my motto is simple: don't invest too much, but see that you get high return on investment. So if you see there are buckets around, there are sponges around, and hats and things that bring the biggest joy to corporate if it is managed well.
Thank you, sir.
So my name is Vansh. So how do you tailor your MC style to different types of events and to different types of audiences?
So as I was telling the previous interviewer, it just comes through experience. And I've been doing my emceeing ever since my first one, which was possibly, I must have been 19 or 20 in college, where I used to jump at every event that used to happen in college and take it up from there. But of course, never thought that it would rise to such a magnitude that I'm doing now. It was just for hobbies and earning little pocket money. So it started from there. It started from doing small parties, children's parties, Christmas parties, New Year parties, and then the money started becoming better and bigger. But of course, at that time it wasn't a career, right? You imagine going and telling your parents, I don't want to do anything, I just want to MC, because the money was good. So that didn't happen. I had to move out for career. My background is radio. So to answer your question, long story short, it's just experience that comes by. You'll then know when you pick up the mic, even if you are doing adults, all adults can't be treated the same. You may have senior citizens there, you can't behave with them like you would behave at a 21-year-old party, right? Likewise, you can't behave like you were having a senior citizen crowd on a 21st birthday. So different strokes for different folks. I say it just, your experience will tell you when you have to behave, when you have to let yourself loose. There is no textbook that can tell you, okay, Jeffrey, that's 21-year-old, this is the plan for it. Or no, that's a 60-year-old, or this is a corporate. It's just experience. And that's when I say the new range of MCs that are coming out, that's one thing that they lack. Yes, they may have a great voice, they may have the most expensive microphone, but who they tailor make their diction to, their vocabulary to, depends upon experience. So yeah.
And my second question is that how do you handle unexpected situations or awkward moments during the event as an MC?
So as an MC, it is not that it's a one-off thing that is awkward. It comes up anytime, anywhere. So as much as you plan, your versatility, your comfort levels behind the mic. So as I tell anybody now, you bring 30,000 people in front of me, Jeffrey doesn't get worried. Yes, there is the nervousness, but I'm not scared. You see? So an awkward situation, how you handle it only comes with the comfort on the mic. Like look at a stand-up comedian, right? A professional stand-up comedian can't prepare for hecklers. What are hecklers? People who meddle with the... So if I'm saying a joke, there are people who pop out certain things that can make a novice or a newcomer very nervous. But a professional, I would love such awkward situation, because that will show the mettle of a real MC. So when it comes to speaking about how I handle it, I will bring it down to practice, experience. Yeah.
My name is Visesh. So I want to ask you, what advice would you give to someone who's aspiring to be an event manager or MC?
So first of all, please note that there are two different industries, right? Event is a bigger picture, MC is a small part of the event. So either of it, how ambitious you want to be is what you should choose to be. Again, while an event, organizing the entire event is big money, it can earn you big investment, but trust me, it is a lot of pressure, it requires a lot of commitment, and it requires a lot of manpower, right? So if I were to advise an event company person, be ready to do late odd hours. Be ready to be called at any time, because this is what the client pays money, they expect you to be present. If one advice, I'm going to repeat myself, and this goes out for both MC and event company, undercommit but over-deliver, and not the opposite. What's the opposite? Don't overcommit and under-deliver, right? So everybody, and I'd say this standard line with you as young students who want to take up, always, don't give what the client doesn't deserve. I would say if you know the client needs A, B, C, D, and E, you know you can deliver till E, say, sir, madam, you're going to get from A to D. But you strive towards giving that extra E, and then the client feels, oh wow, see, he or she has gone out of his way. For MCing, there can be no other advice other than practice. Take every opportunity in college to be behind a mic, because only in college, teachers will ask you, is there somebody who would MC, is there somebody outside in the corporate world, you are competing for a spot. So to start off, the best advice I can give you is now where you are, take every opportunity to be behind the mic. And yes, I am not a great reader, I'm a great listener, in the sense that I listen to a lot of podcasts, I listen to people who are contemporaries in the industry, people who do what I do and do it better, I learn from them. So that's the advice I can do. Always keep learning. Be hungry for knowledge. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
All the best.
Yeah.
Good luck.